My co-host or my partner is Andrea Rutaquio. This is Make Room, and Andrea actually started with this idea. And then she just messaged me on Facebook and told me about this idea that she had. And I wanted to go on board because I have the same vision. We both want to share ourselves to other people so that as people see us grow, they're also growing with us. We can overflow what we have. I'm so excited for this, and
Yeah, I'm so excited that really is up to us how we're going to share our content, if it's fresh, if it's old, and we're just gonna go back at it. More information about Maker. It's a creative, safe space for us as filmmakers, creators, designers. There's no limit. We both know that to what extent are we making our content. It's free flowing and everyone's welcome, anyone who wants to also collaborate with us. Like what Bernice said, it started with an idea from both of us, and now it's this weekly show. And we're not just going to talk about one specific topic, but we're also going to branch out and talk about different categories, like if it's about health, wellness, or if it's about film, arts, and all that. Ernst, how are you doing?
I'm doing alright. So many things have happened, not just this week, but for the past year. And Andrea was there. We were both there together in our lives, checking up on each other and going through this journey of pandemic and growth and just changing and evolving into a better person. Which, at our age, we don't really think about becoming a better person. We think about how to excel in our careers, how to become someone. Becoming someone is different from becoming better as a person. It's two different things, and it actually depends on what you want in life. Do you want fame, which is to become someone, or this riches, not in terms of money, but riches in life, which is to become a better person talaga. Yeah, so the question, how are you, is so broad. It's a nice question to start with. So how are you, Andrea?
Right now, where we are, I feel okay. I am surviving, coping with, there's still a pandemic. And from Bernice's sharings, yes, we've been on this journey the same time and we've always been there for each other. So it's actually nice that we are doing this and we're really accountable of each other. With life so far, it's always new. Like there's something unexpected that happens, whether it's good or bad. But what we should always look at it is that, it's a blessing in disguise. It's another learning curve. It's something to look forward to. So we have a lot of things that we don't know yet, but God knows already. So yeah, life so far is okay. I can manage, and yeah. For you, Burns, how was 2020?
So it's already 2021, but 2020, I was being reborn, or like not reborn, but like all of us were put into the situation that forced us to adapt. And some of us coped, and some of us didn't. There were times na we felt like we weren't coping well, but there are times na overall I can say that 2020, it was the best year of my life, not because it was the happiest or it had the most celebrations, but because it had the most growth and insights and revelations and so much. It was so many things. How about you, Andrea? How was your 2020?
2020, if I could describe it, it's like a beeping heart rate. It goes up and down, then flat, then slightly up. To summarize it, it's unexpected. At the same time, it was a blessing that I really focused on my personal growth, not just with myself, of course, but my relationship with God. And that really changed everything for me because, of course, with how we all cope with the pandemic and until now, it's so different to how we were in our old lives that we didn't focus on what we focus on now. We really want to bond more with our families, with our friends, people who we haven't talked about and given insights or encouragement. Even if, I had a lot of struggles, challenges, especially during the first few months of the pandemic. It was really, of course, tough, not just for me, but for everyone else. how to cope, how to prepare for the pandemic, and with supplies, it's hard to get a hold of them and all of that, and of course, other worldly problems. Personally, how I really managed to deal with everything in life is just acceptance, and I think that was 2020 for me, acceptance and focusing on what is present in my life and in all of our lives, because I think we can all cope if we don't let grudges get a hold of us or have full control over us, because it's important that we really grow. And like what you said, in our age, we don't really focus on thinking about, oh, how can I change this certain attitude? How can I improve in this skill set? We're like so young pa, and there's like so much to really look forward to, even grow from, even if we're just in our 20s. But again, we're still starting. We're gonna get there. Next question, Burns. So how has this year, 2021, been for you naman?
I'll get my tea, then I'll answer you.
Go get your tea. Wow. What's your tea?
My tea is English breakfast, my favorite. 2021 started this month. It actually started off good, but then nag-slope down so far. Parang I believe kasi na there's a lot of trials in life, and this 2021 is one of my milestones in my life. There's so many things that is planned ahead of me and that I have to overcome, and I'm not even sure if I can overcome them. It's scary, but at the same time, you know, if this was my old self, I would have said, no, I don't want to do that. I'll go to the easy route, the chill route. But then, I'm being, pulled and stretched so that I can grow. I have to, face my fears and do it, not just because for myself, but for everyone. Or it's what God wills for me. And, alam mo, okay, so, I'm gonna say that the words na, pero kikwento ko na din sa'yo, Andrea. So, me and Blue are planning to get married on May 2021. Early May 2021.
Oh my gosh, this year? Are you kidding?
Yeah, I didn't tell you.
Oh my gosh! Wait lang, sorry. I'm so excited.
Me and Blue, we're not pushing to get married soon. For us, it's okay if we get married 5 years down the road. But God is really setting us up and planning for it to happen in that month. And kami, we're just going with the flow. We don't know how anything's gonna go. But we just know na by doing this, by us getting married, it's this big leap of faith that will parang mag-ripple effect siya to everyone else. Not just to our family, but to our friends too. And even to the owners of the place, to the vendors, simple people that are around us. I know that they will see the marriage and it will start the effect on them. It's so scary to think that that's what our marriage is for. That's the purpose of our marriage. Parang it's such a big leap of faith talaga eh. Kasi for me, it's scary to get married. Marriage isn't something na is that easy for me. The idea of marriage is very hard for me. It's something that's not easy to accept. Even though I'm a bit afraid, there's so much more hope. I don't even have to stress about anything. Parang God already planned it and I'm just going with the flow. Na, biglang, I have to fix this paper. So I fixed it. Yung mga papers for the wedding. Pero I wasn't thinking na, we have to do it soon, ganyan. Parang nag-pop lang sa mind ko. And then biglang, yung location. We went there kasi no New Year. So we're like, it's beautiful here. Tapos we talked to the owner. And they're so excited. Tapos, yung wedding rings, grabe. Yung churchmate namin owns a jewelry business. And she's already, we already talked to her with the designs and everything. And everything's setting into place. And the only thing I need talaga right now, the only thing that's missing pa, is yung approval of my mom. And me talking to her talaga. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I only know parang what God told me that's gonna happen. But I'm like, there's a bit of doubt na is that what's gonna happen talaga? It's amazing kasi si Blue the other day, our pastor said, why don't you give Bernice's mom a gift? Biglang sabi niya, estrels. Tapos I was like, yes, she loves estrels. Sabi niya, ang galing kasi we don't even eat estrels, me and him. It's not something at the top of our list now we always eat. It's my mom's favorite nga. I didn't even tell him that. It's just amazing how God moves talaga. And this year, 2021 is gonna be the church planting of our church. It was supposed to be 2020, got delayed because of the pandemic. We don't really think of it as delayed. God planned it to happen in 2021 talaga. I can see talaga na so many things are gonna happen this 2021. even though magkaroon ng isa pang pandemic or something even worse, I know na parang it's gonna be better talaga. Ang haba ng sagot ko.
No, a lot of people will appreciate your answer. It's what makes the audience connect with us in one way or another. This is our way of giving back to them. This is our knowledge, what we learned so far, and we're also sharing it with them. So nice na with you, it's marriage, it's also about church, it's really about crafting everything with God's plans. I'm excited for you and your wedding. Oh my guys, kasi ngayon ko lang nalaman. Kahit sa pag-plan nito, we didn't really know magiging part siya ng year natin. So, yun yung part ng year ko. I know you didn't ask the question, but I think we'll just add it. I know I should have started with as in my life update, but I think yun yung gusto ko munang i-point out na with this platform, God wants you and me to connect more and also connect with the audience, that they don't just learn about ourselves, and it's not just about content mismo or what we share, but it's also how we're going to elevate the platform na si God rin yung basis natin and siya talaga yung stronghold natin, because that's how we started naman talaga. Whether it's from make room or yung sa life talaga natin. If I were my 16-year-old self or 10-year-old self, hindi ko ma-imagine na yung pinagdadaanan ko now, kakayanin ko, because of course, God's present in my life right this moment, and alam ko yung relationship namin na eternal. So far, I've applied for an internship. I was going to take the chance, but I know that God wants me to just focus on what He wants for me. That is my firm stand for 2021 so far. Besides that, syempre yung school natin, if not school, rebuilding my relationship with my family, and of course, in preparation for what's out there, since we're both graduating students. So all this, and then of course career. I used to obsess and stress over it. I used to think years ago na I have to know exactly the companies I have to be in when I'm 20, when I'm 21, and I need to be with someone at this age. I need all this, but it's not really a need. It's an idea of what we think is what we need, but it's not what God is directing us to have. Imagine, diba, if kung ano man yung gusto natin ever since was given to us, would we still be reaching out to God? Would we still be how we are now? How we're growing, improving, and learning from our mistakes. But because of what God plans in our lives, sobrang ganda ng shift na, oh, wow, Lord, thank you for directing me to this, because if I went here, ganito, ganyan. For me, so far, ganun yung nangyayari during this month. Yeah. For the audience sake, Bernice is getting married. I'm single. Yung part ng walk ko or season in my life now. I used to be in relationships, long relationships that I thought if we claimed then, it's until forever, ganyan, fairy tale here and there. It's really different now when you're more aware of what's ahead of you. You don't want to force anything now. And that's really what I embody now. If it's not for me, I'm not really gonna go for it. If it's what God wants me to do, then I'm gonna go all for it, even if I suffer, even if I lose someone, something. You share with us your highlights of the year 2020.
Okay, so far, since we're done with 2020, ano ba highlight ko? Wala eh. Parang the whole year is my highlight. As I said kanina, not because it's the most exciting or ang dami nangyari, but because it's the most that I grew.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and you can say, everyone around me can say, yeah, Bernice changed this year. Like, kahit di ka believer.
Impulse na, I mean, no, not impulse, but observation. Something's different with you. You're lighter, you're happier, you're more welcoming. It's not positive na pilit, but alam mong it's sincere. And you know to yourself rin na, oh yeah, I'm changing, I'm getting better. Ganun.
Yes. Also, wait, I wanna add something, Jinx. Yung platform natin, if it was my old self, I would be like, oh, we can't do this because I can't share certain things.
We look back, hindi natin to kakayanin like what we're doing now. But that's the thing. We've really grown from the past. This is how we are now. This is how we were directed to be na This is how we're gonna go on with life.
Be open. Walang tinatago. In my mind kasi ngayon, I wanna do this because it's our faith din na we're not afraid of all these lies or things that we have to hide. We're ready to expose ourselves.
We really want to encourage people, shed light on everyone.
Yeah, not expose, but shed light on everyone. I can see it growing and coming to life. And when you said that to social media, when you just said the idea of this make room, I don't know if I told you, pero I told Blue talaga na this is God's step. I would have never done this. Ever.
We're like a mix of introverts and extroverts because of God's step for us na, no, this is my platform. That's what He's telling us.
Yes.
So recently, a batchmate of mine messaged me and I did like an Instagram challenge, true or false, ganyan. And most of the questions I got asked if taken ako or yun, like secretly dating. As in, pinipilit talaga na, are you taken? Ganon. Tapos ako parang, mukha bang meron? Like, there's no sign, nothing na, wala nang hint eh. Hindi naman palaban. Ang answer ko talaga straightforward is no. I'm single and I'm growing with God and I want to point out to everyone na I'm staying faithful for Him because it's not my season na. And I want to grow more closer with Him because if before it was my fear na I had to be with someone, now it's really more of getting closer and deeper with Him, and not just Him, of course, na I'm more in line with myself and my growth with everyone around me because that's what's most important to me now. When I said that, she messaged me but how come I'm so interested to get to know Him? When she said those two things and inad pa niya, do you have any idea how I can reach out, how I can start like a Bible study or something? And I said, oh my gosh, I'd really be of assistance. Imagine if Make Room does the same thing. That's why we feel so refreshed because it's not just really thinking about ourselves. It's in line with our faith and now we know it's going to be a good platform. It's not like fame, it's not how much we're earning.
We're the pitcher and the water. Diba, I have water that you do not know of. So that water is what we're just carrying. We're the pitcher who's trying to pour it to people. But the water, syempre si God yun. Yeah.